Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode
Wow,
of Peculiar Pairings Podcast. I am
we
Matt.
missed you. I'm
Yeah.
Celine. We missed you, listeners.
Yeah, we've been on a bit of a hiatus, moving and being ill,
Yeah,
we're still getting back into the groove. But we're
yeah,
back, and thanks for
yeah.
joining us.
You kind of can't record with laryngitis.
I was gonna say, it sounds like you're still on the mend.
Yes. It's since I talk on the phone all day for work, or most of the day, my voice is taking its time.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah,
I mean, if you need to take a cough break, you need to clear your throat. That's just how it's gonna happen.
I can cut it out. It's fine.
Exactly, through the magic of editing.
Ooh.
Hooray! I mean, has it been going okay at work, like with your voice and everything? Does it like feel like it gets worse throughout the day?
Yeah, it's definitely worse at the end of the day. But when I like first got sick, I used the sick time I had because I'm like, I can't work, like I can't talk on the phone, I don't have a voice. And then I had to go back to work and I still didn't have a voice. So
Yeah.
I had one of the people I spoke with on the phone is like, do I need to call somebody? Like, do you need
Oh, no.
medical help right now? And I was like, no, I just have laryngitis. Thank you.
Fine. Everything's fine.
Well, it was a lot more like my voice was like this.
Oh. And I
It
can
just like did not exist. So I'm trying to ask him all these questions. He's like, do you need help? Like, do I need to send somebody to you? And I'm like, no, please don't do that. Please don't.
My favorite part about situations like that, though, is imagining them on the other end of the line, like really carefully holding their phone. Yeah, like trying to just hear as hard as they can, and it's like it's on a phone, so I mean, the best you can do is turn the volume up. But they're just like, and then they kind of start talking like you, like, I have a problem. Like they just start whispering by sort of reaction. They don't even realize they're doing it.
I did not have that happen, but I did really struggle with some of like the automatic voice systems, or like you have to say certain things to like get through to speak to a person. And like wouldn't recognize that I was saying anything. So I had a few times where it's like, clearly you're not ready. So call back when you want to die.
You're like in a sitcom or you're like in a sci-fi movie where you're in a space station where everything is like voice commanded, and for whatever reason you set the self-destruct. Now you've averted disaster and you need to remove the self-destruct, but your voice sounds like this, so it's not recognizing your commands.
So
Like,
I can't.
yeah, it's like, son of a bitch, we're all gonna die if I could just talk right.
No. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a struggle, and it's still a little bit of a struggle, but it's better. And they'll like score some of our calls. And in one of my calls, because it was still when my voice was pretty bad, it was like, clearly agent felt under the weather, but still performed job well. And I'm like,
oh, that's good. I thought they were gonna knock points off for you being like within the throes of laryngitis, and it's like, that doesn't seem fair. But that's good.
yeah,
You got like,
I would have thought that. I would have been like, that's not fair. Like, it's not my fault.
but yeah, you got like
Technically.
extra marks essentially because they're like under the weather and still knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, I still did all the things I was supposed to. So,
Well, good for you. Hooray.
yeah. So tell me about our pairings this week.
Well, they're kind of inspired by the theme, well, as they generally are. But the reason it's kind of weird this week is because what I remember telling you is you need one type of just kind of any Mountain Dew, a Diet Cola, any sort of mixing alcohol of your choice, and then any sort of Fritos. And
Yes.
this is really weird, but it does technically make sense. If I'm not mistaken, you said that this week's topic is going to be the first computer programmer.
Yes.
And to me, this is kind of a weird nerdy pull, but to me that means what some people refer to as a code monkey. And there is a Jonathan Colton song that he wrote for a TV show called Code Monkey, and he specifically references that the Code Monkey likes Tab and Mountain Dew. So the Tab is where the Diet Cola comes in. Unfortunately, they stopped making Tab, so we can't get that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why it's all loosey-goosey. But this is one of the few times where the entire thing, like the drink itself doesn't have a name, and the Fritos are obviously just Fritos, but the whole thing is what I'm calling the Code Monkey.
I like it. And when you first told me what items to get, the first thing I thought of is every single person I know who's like a gamer or does stuff with computers loves Mountain Dew.
Oh, yeah.
It's like their thing. If they're drinking soda, it's Mountain Dew. So to me, that made a lot of sense.
And it got
Fritos
so
kind of just
the Fritos
snack food. It's great.
It is, yeah, and especially just regular Fritos. My personal like favorite version as just like not caring about calories and stuff kind of snack is the honey barbecue flavor twists.
Oh, I don't think I've tried that one.
Oh, they're spectacular. They kind of look like what are little spiral pastas?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're made like that. And then they've got this really great barbecue flavor on them. And then the mouth feel is perfect because you can kind of crunch them. They're just great. But yeah, so like that's why everything's kind of loosey-goosey with it, where it's like whatever Mountain Dew you want, whatever your favorite Diet Cola is and everything. I went with Fireball because I bought a huge bottle of it for one of our previous episodes and I need to kind of burn through it. Pardon the pun. But it actually isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I put a video up on Instagram to show exactly how I made it. And you just put the Fireball over ice or whatever alcohol you're mixing, like roughly 2 shots. And then you double pour both of the colas together or the sodas together until it's basically full. And that's about it. And it strangely tastes like bubble gum. I don't know what it is about the mixture of the 2 sodas and Fireball, but I'm not hating it. But before we were recording, you said you had some thoughts on it. Did you?
I did.
How'd you go with it?
Because I don't know why, I bought like, for whatever reason, a larger thing of Mountain Dew, just like was not paying attention when I got it. So I was like, well, I have extra, so I'm going to just try it with a few other things. So I tried it with gin and rum.
Oh.
Because I felt like I should experiment as I was trying it throughout the week. Because I usually try to have our stuff before, so I'm not like talking with a mouthful as we record.
Oh, that makes sense.
And I liked both versions of it. I used the Kraken rum that we've used previously, and then I used the I think it's the Ryan Reynolds Aviation gin. It's pretty good. And
that's what I've heard.
I liked it more with the gin, which I was surprised about because I'm a huge fan of rum.
Yeah.
And it just kind of had like this different type of like sweetness to it that I was like, oh, this is really good. And then you get the saltiness of the Fritos.
Yeah.
And it's like a nice combination of sweet and salty, which I like.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting that too. Like it wasn't exactly planned that way, but I mean, sweet and salty are a pretty solid combination when it comes to just like bar food, snack drinky pairings. Yeah. So and there again, I wasn't expecting. I just went with the Fireball because I have a lot of it, and I was surprised at how well it's going over. And I'll have to check my Instagram account because I think it might have cut off the last bit of my video, so I might have to try to repost it. But it's up there for anyone who wants to check it out. Yeah. Yeah,
check it out. You can find Matt on our Instagram. I think you're tagged in there on the bio.
Yeah, and I did
so they can find you.
Yeah, and I did tag this show in my posting, so you should. I think they'll find it through the Peculiar Pairings Instagram. We'll talk about it at the end anyway.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But without further ado, that does bring us to our topic. Is it just the first computer programmer, or is there some specific person behind it?
So it is Ada Lovelace, who is known as the first computer programmer.
That is a really cool name.
It is. Ada is short for Augusta. So it's Augusta Lee Lovelace.
Really?
Yes.
It's always weird to me how they come up with like these odd nicknames or like shortened versions because like there isn't a D in Augusta anywhere.
No.
But it's all right. Cool either way.
There are nicknames that do make a lot of sense and then others that just do not.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yes. So Ada was born Augusta Lee Byron on January 16th of 1816. So our year without a summer, actually.
Oh, right. And it ties into the last one pretty well.
It does. I did not notice that until just now. So that's actually pretty funny.
Hot off the heels of the coldest, longest winter basically ever. And she's going to become the first computer programmer.
Yes.
In the 1800s.
I know.
I wasn't expecting it to be that far back. That's impressive.
I know. That surprised me. So she was known as Ada and called Ada by her father, Lord Byron. For anyone who doesn't know who Lord Byron is,
wow.
He is a poet, philanderer, and womanizer.
I was thinking philanthropist. You said philanderer.
I did, because he is known for just being a hoodlum a little bit.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, those are two very different things. So I just wanted to make sure. I'm like, I did not hear that
He
right.
could have been a philanthropist, but I don't actually know.
Well-known philanthropist womanizer, Lord, but it was his first name Lord?
No, his title is Lord.
Okay, I always wondered that. Yeah, not that I know anything about him, but I always wondered if, Lord Byron.
Yes. So she is the only child he had that was not born out of wedlock. So she was the only non-scandal baby.
Wow. He really was a philanderer.
Yeah, and she actually did not have any sort of relationship with any of her half-siblings.
That kind of makes sense for that time period, I think. Like, if you had children out of wedlock, it was kind of like they didn't exist, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, which everyone knew they existed, but her mom especially was like, no.
Right, yeah. They're not coming to family dinners or anything. He might sort of, in the shadows, have ties to them and maybe even provide for them in ways, but they're not coming into the spotlight at all. I'm not trying to make him in any better of a light.
Actually did anything for
right. I'm just saying, by example or whatever, he may have done that. I'm not trying to make him look like a better person than he might not have been, but yeah, you get what I'm saying.
Yes. So she was named after her Aunt Augusta Lee, who's Byron's sister, and her aunt's daughter, she would see on occasion, but it was known that anytime they were in court together, her cousin would avoid her, which I think is fair. And then they later found out they were half sisters, so that just got really messy. Already adding to a worse situation.
Yeah. With his aunt? Wait. Her aunt would be his sister.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I know.
Okay.
Different times does not make it okay.
No, philanderer indeed. Philanderer feels a little too light.
It just feels a little too light. Her father wanted her to be a boy, as most men wanted their daughters to be boys during this time.
Yeah, that seems pretty common.
And Byron and his wife divorced a month after Ada was born.
Oh.
And it was a little unusual in their divorce since his wife took Ada, and according to English law at the time, fathers were granted custody of their children during divorces and separations.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's kind of a flip from sort of today's standards.
It is. And he ended up like leaving the country post divorce, kind of just went gallivanting off as Lord Byron does, but
Which,
like asked that his
yeah,
sister keep an eye on his daughter.
which is kind of sad because like you'd hope that at least in one part of his life he was being a good, upstanding man, and then he's like, "What? I also lost my daughter in the divorce. Hooray! I'm just gonna go off gallivanting. Who gives a shit?" Like, Father of the Year, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah. And Ada's mother was not pleased with her ex husband and made it
Like,
known that she was bitter about him, his immoral behavior, and everything until the day she died.
yeah. Yes,
Holding the grudge.
I love the bitterness of it. Just that, oh, son of a bitch. I
Yeah,
hope she got a lot of money in the divorce.
I hope so. And seeing as her father left the country, Ada did not have a relationship with him.
Mm.
And he died in Greece when she was 8 years old. So
Oh, wow.
they wouldn't have had much time together, anyways.
Yeah.
And she actually didn't see a portrait of her father until her 20th birthday because her mom was that petty.
At first I was gonna say that's just kind of sad, but I'm like, oh, I see the mom was behind it again. That's
She,
kind of funny. That's
well, because she
genius.
didn't want any like photos or paintings, portraits, anything of him
Yeah, I get
at
it.
all.
That's kind of awesome.
I mean, I don't think anyone necessarily wants like a portrait of their ex-husband in their
No.
house.
Yeah, and that's not really an age of like pocket photos. So yeah, it's not like little
No.
Ada's holding something in a pocketbook or a drawer anywhere. So
Yeah. It's
if it's
not
not
like
a
they had family photos the way we have
right.
like family photos. And it's like, look at our family at Christmas like a long time ago. It's
Yeah,
not
she's
like
not yeah, she's not going through a photo album. So if it's not a portrait on the wall, her Ada's not gonna see him at all.
exactly.
Uh, oh, that's
Yeah.
good.
So unfortunately for poor Ada, she did not have a super close relationship with her mother. And she spent a lot of time with her maternal grandmother, Lady
Okay.
Milbank.
Ooh, less
So
not as good of a name.
no, no, it's
No.
not.
It's just
No,
objectively not. But I bet she
no.
was a great grandma.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, Millbank. I wonder if they called her Old Millie.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Grandma Millie.
Yeah, Grandma Millie.
So
Well,
she
that's
was
nice.
often left in the care of her grandmother, who, like most grandmothers, doted on her. And,
Yes. Of
because
course.
her mother was more concerned about keeping up with appearances, which most women were at this time. So none of this is surprising.
For sure. Well, and I suppose after having been married to such a well-known figure, I imagine she didn't want to have any sort of loss of affluence, after the divorce. So
Yeah.
I can see her wanting to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. She was also a little worried that if she slipped up, like she'd lose custody.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's
I hadn't even thought of
kind of a
that.
big
Yeah. Okay.
deal. And so she was a little more concerned with that. And throughout Ada's life, she was actually sick a lot as a child. So she was the sickly Victorian child.
Class at lots of laryngitis. She's
Oh,
talking
yeah.
on the phone all day at work, and she's just like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't do this.
I can't do it anymore.
I can't take another call.
Yeah. But despite being sick, she was really good at keeping up with her studies.
Okay.
So, she did something for herself, but
I mean, I suppose if you're a bedridden Victorian child, you don't have a whole lot more to do.
yeah, poor thing. She got headaches a lot,
Oh.
which would often affect her vision. So it sounds a lot more like a migraine than like a
Yeah.
headache.
But yeah, back then it would be written in a book just as like, another headache today. Can't
Oh,
see.
no. Can't see. The light blinds
Oh,
me.
yes. Sounds are paralyzing and dread is continuously creeping in.
Yeah. And in June of 1829. At the age of 13, she became paralyzed after having the measles.
My God.
I know.
She doesn't even see her dad for the first time until after he's dead and she's 23. But we're not even into her real adolescence yet. She's 13 and she's paralyzed.
Yes, which she was not paralyzed forever. Just
Okay, well, that's good.
very bedridden.
I was going to say, that does not necessarily bode well for programming computers. I mean, you don't do a whole lot of physical stuff, but you still need to type, and I guess I don't know what programming would be like back then.
Yeah, she had a lot of extended bed rest, and some people think it may have prolonged her paralysis a little bit, but I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
You're not? But yeah,
I don't claim to be.
Yeah, I suppose if they're not really pushing any kind of physical therapy or anything, she's just sort of laying there.
Yeah, she's just laying there.
Yeah.
But by 1831, she was able to walk with crutches, so she was not down for very long.
Okay, yeah, that's not too bad. That's not too bad.
Yes, and at the age of 12, she decided that she wanted to fly. That was her big goal in life. And
that was what I wanted to do when I was like 5. But I think she's talking about like with technology. I wanted to fly like Superman.
Yeah. All of us wanted to fly like Superman at 5. But she very much is like with technology, and like a true child of science, studied wings, did like a whole hypothesis, did like a study and analysis. She examined the anatomy of birds to determine body size versus wingspan.
Wow.
And went through like this whole thing at age 12.
Yeah, that's impressive.
To figure this out. And she actually constructed a pair of wings in 1828. So she was like ready to go at 12 years old. She compiled it all into a book and called it Flyology. Oh, just a cute name.
Also, just for reference, you said this was in by the time she was 28, did you say?
12. In 1828.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. So
this was before the measles.
Yeah, so she made this book when she was 12 in 1828.
Yes.
Just for reference, I just looked it up. The Wright brothers made their first flight in 1909. So she's almost 100 years as a 12-year-old. She's almost 100 years before the Wright brothers.
Yeah, although she was definitely thinking more of like attaching wings to the body type of flying, but it is a start.
It is a start. Well, and the idea that she's, if you look up like flying machines of like history, it seems like a lot of people were building stuff without a great understanding of aerodynamics. Mm-hmm. They just sort of create this weird corkscrew wing on a, So like, I mean, just that she had at age 12, that she had the sort of wherewithal to examine birds. Like, we know that flight is possible. How can we adapt it for us? And that's impressive. Holy shit.
Yeah. So in her book, she included illustrations, all of her findings, and concluded in the end that she would need a compass and a way to integrate steam into flying.
Oh, yeah. That would be cool.
I mean, considering all the things she did at the age of 12 to come to this conclusion and did it in a scientific manner, she's worlds ahead of so many people.
Oh, and she was so ahead of her time in terms of like steampunk fanaticism. I mean, if she was alive today, she would be just,
I know.
Like, yeah, she'd be the pinnacle of like certain nerd cultures.
Yes. And part of why she had this interest in math and science is that her mom really promoted it with her education. But it was mostly because she wanted to spite her father, and she didn't want she didn't want her to end up like the poetic, creative writer type. She didn't want her to become a writer like her dad.
Yeah,
she wanted her to be a woman of science.
Okay, she just wanted her to be anything as far as she could possibly get her daughter from being her father.
Yeah.
That's
Which
awesome.
in the end, it kind of worked.
Sure,
So,
yeah, it is
not
one of
sure
those
if it
things.
was the best move, but it did kind of work.
Right. I could see that maybe giving her a kind of complex later on in life of like, did I choose this? Is this who I wanted to be? Maybe I did
Mhm.
want to be a painter mother, but no, you had to spite father, and now I'm a pro. I mean, yeah, it worked out, but I could still see her maybe being kind of bitter about it too.
Yeah. She was privately educated in mathematics and often questioned basic assumptions in mathematics and poetry and kind of had that more scientific mathematical thinking already.
Yeah, so she was like brilliant enough to be able to question the concepts they were trying to teach her.
Yeah. And she very much believed that intuition and imagination were critical in effectively applying mathematics and scientific concepts.
Okay, yeah. I can see how a lot of people would find it to be a sort of rigid thing, but you definitely, if you're going to advance the knowledge, you definitely have to be
Yeah.
creative. Although I bet that really irked her mother. She's like, "You will not be creative. I did not design you as a scientist to be creative. Your father was creative, and he was a piece of shit."
I think in this way she probably was okay with it because it wasn't writing stories and
Oh,
you're not for
okay.
adventure type
That's
of
fair.
thing.
Yeah, she didn't. I can see that. Yeah, she didn't want to squelch all creativity. Just like just don't be a
Don't be a writer.
poet. Don't be a poet. Shit like your dad.
Yes. So now we're going to transition from her childhood life into her adult life.
Awesome.
In 1833, at the age of 17, she had an affair with her tutor,
Oh.
and they tried to elope, which
Aw.
his relatives were not happy about and reported it to her mother.
Oh wow. Okay. So
Yeah, so then Lady Byron and her friends covered up the incident to prevent any sort of scandal.
yeah. And I mean, to be fair, in terms of like very young sort of romantic dalliances, 17 is hardly the worst. So I guess I mean, and it
Yeah,
sounded like she was complicit. She wanted to elope. Like it wasn't
yes,
like he was
they
trying. Yeah.
it was
No.
not exclusive to one side. It was
Right.
mutually
How
agreed upon.
how old was he?
I don't know, actually.
Oh my.
I don't think he was that much older than her, though. Like, I think they actually were
I would
closer
imagine,
in
yeah, I
age.
would imagine somewhere in his like if he's a tutor, probably a grad student or some shit, maybe late 20s.
Yeah. I don't think it was an age difference of like, he's in his 60s and she's 17. I don't think it
Hmm.
was that.
Yeah, it's not like an arranged marriage between kingdoms where they're like, this will keep our bonds strong for generations to come.
Yeah.
Now come along, my child bride.
Yes. And, ugh. Nope, I'm not going to think about that.
Yeah, let's move
Gross.
on.
In
So at
her,
any rate, it doesn't work out.
either way, her educational and social goals and pursuits got her close to the following influential men: Andrew Cross, who's a scientist, Charles Babbage, who is known as the father of computers, and he's
Oh,
a mathematician,
sweet.
Sir David Brewster, who is a scientist and photographer,
Huh. Oh, okay.
Charles Wheatstone, who's a scientist, Michael Faraday, who is an electrochemist.
Yeah, that one. I was just like, I like to think of myself as a science-minded sort of person, and you start reading all these names off. I'm like, I don't know who any of these people
I
are.
don't think most people do.
And then you're like
If you don't
Faraday. I'm like,
know,
oh, I've heard that one.
if you
Yeah.
don't know this last one,
Uh-oh.
I don't know
Is it
what to
Einstein?
do for people.
Did she have an affair with Einstein?
No, it's Charles Dickens.
Oh.
So if you don't know who Charles Dickens is, we can't help you.
Yeah. Also, I think Einstein was many years later. So,
Yes, Einstein
um,
was.
but still, Charles Dickens, creative poet. That's a little creepy, a little weird.
I didn't see anything else about Charles Dickens other than the fact that they like kind of associated.
Because I do know that I listened to a thing on Charles Dickens a while back. Or no, maybe I'm thinking of I think I'm thinking of Edgar Allan Poe. Never mind. Worthless aside.
Oh, well.
Something about like he had been engaged and then he ended up moving away and the woman that he was in love with like married, but then she hated the guy, so they divorced, and then he ends up coming back. But so I thought maybe we were going down a story that I was familiar with, but I don't.
No. So in that summer of 1833, when she was trying to get engaged and run off with her tutor, she became friends with Mary Somerville, who introduced her to Charles Babbage, which I think was during one of her times at court. They met at a party.
I don't mean to sound like an ignoramus again, but you've used the phrase a couple times. What does at court mean? Like it's like just at a social function?
No.
I don't watch Downton Abbey.
It's at the physical royal court, is what it is.
Oh.
So, this actually gets me to my next point because I can explain this more. So, during that time, she was presented at court when she was 17 and was like a popular woman for the season, which, for anyone who's watched Bridgerton, it's almost exactly like that, except this is after the Regency era in 1820. It's 13 years later.
Right. I have watched I think I've watched the first like 5 episodes of Bridgerton. Yeah. So it's
like when they're all at court and they're like there and like the king may or may not be there, but like the queen's probably there.
Yeah, and they get like introduced kind of.
Yeah. So when you're at court, you're generally in the presence of royalty and like the dukes and the duchesses and all the higher up people that like hang out with the king and queen. And usually you're like partying.
Right, it's like a ball essentially.
For balls and for parties and for socializing.
Yeah, but, I forgot her father is a lord, so it's not
weird that she's
right.
There.
Yeah, it would make sense. Okay, and her mom's maybe trying to get her married off to a high standing royal man. Or something. Right? Yeah. Okay.
A man of high influence.
Hopefully. Yeah, influence. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Duke. Yeah, I was trying to think of Dutch Duke.
Yes, maybe a duke. Who knows? So. Part of these social engagements with all these people is like at court. And she was very popular because a lot of people liked the conversations they had with her and more of the social aspect and her intelligence versus the way she looked. Which a lot of people said she was pretty, so I kind of have a little bit of both. So
right. So it's kind of like, oh no, I thought she was really interesting. It's like, but she was gorgeous also. Oh yeah. I wasn't listening to what she was saying, but I'm sure it was great.
I listened to what she was saying.
Oh, okay, cool, asshole.
Yeah, she was a regular at court, and a lot of people found her charming, and she danced a lot, so she'd do a lot of dancing.
Nice. Which, I mean, again, coming back to Bridgerton, man, the dances back then, they were really
so involved.
Cutting a rug. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, tearing it up. Had to change shoes. They were burning them off so fast.
Oh, yeah. Whew. Can't even imagine doing that.
Yeah,
now.
Can't even imagine.
Yeah. Then, a few years later, in July, on the 8th, in 1835, she married William King.
Oh, royalty indeed.
Well, he's not. His last name is just King.
Damn.
I know.
So close.
But he became Earl of Lovelace 3 years later.
Oh,
so she became Countess.
That's badass.
Yes.
That's a cool title.
Yes. And they had a total of 3 houses in their estate. one in Surrey, one in London, and one in Rossshire in Scotland.
Pretty
so 2 in the
cool.
UK, 1 in Scotland. They had 3 children.
One for each house.
One for each house, obviously.
Nice.
Just like
Yeah.
separate them. You visit each house as you visit your child.
You beat me to it. I'm like, yeah, each child just stays in a house and you kind of make the rotation.
Because you can't have them socialize with each other, obviously.
Oh, exactly. No. Oh, terrible. Absolutely not.
So her first child is named Byron, after her father.
Oh, that's cute.
Her second child is Isabella, who they also called Annabella. And then they had Ralph Gordon, who was also named after her father. So I don't know if that was like...
What? Well, it feels like the last one kind of got screwed.
Byron. Ralph Byron or...
Yeah. Isabella.
I don't know.
Sometimes goes by Annabella. And then there's Ralph. Yeah, there's fucking Ralph. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I'm Ralph from Surrey.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Ada, after she had Annabella, she actually got pretty sick, and it took a few months for her to recover.
Ugh.
Which does not sound like fun to me. Oh.
No. I mean, at least she wasn't paralyzed this time.
Yes. And in 1843 to 1844, her mother hired William Benjamin Carter to teach their children. And it was during this time that he was also supposed to be a quote unquote moral instructor for Ada.
Okay. I love how hard you put quotes on that. Like, go on.
During which he then fell in love with her and tried to start an affair with her, which she was not about, which is what makes it funny.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be the moral one, and he's the one trying to have extramarital affairs with her. So
even I, the one who is intended to teach you of the upstanding ways, cannot be distracted by your allure. Oh my God, you're so beautiful. Please, let's start an affair. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
You know who I am. I am a countess.
I'm a countess, no. But it was because her mother felt that Ada was a little scandalous in her time, which I kind of like to think that she is the kind of woman who is like going to the horse track, drinking bottles of whiskey and like smoking cigars with all the men.
Oh, really?
That is the thing I like to picture.
Okay.
With her, and that she overall did have a relaxed approach to extramarital affairs with men. Like, she didn't seem to care, so I feel bad for the other guy.
I was gonna say, when you put it in that light, and so when you first started in with that, I thought that her moral standing was so high that she was like, I absolutely would never step out on my husband. How dare you? But it's really just like, I do that shit all the time, but dude, you're gross. I don't think so.
She's like, no, not with you.
Oh, poor guy whose name I already forgot. Benjamin something.
William Benjamin Carter.
Oh, that's a good name.
It is a good name.
WBC.
Yep.
She's like, no, thank you.
She was like, it's because you came in and said WBC.
Yeah. Morals in the house. Yo, what's up?
She's like, ooh.
Where those kids at? I'm gonna teach all the shit. Yo.
Where your kids
she's like, yeah. He's like, no. Anyone who just walks into your house and says widow's kids at, is like,
okay. She was a known gambler. And she did gamble at the horse track, which is why I like to think that she's like hanging with the dudes, smoking a cigar, just like living her life, does not care at all.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, and when you were talking about her being at the balls and stuff at court and like just like to dance and stuff, I could feel like that would in the theme of the gambling and stuff, I could totally see it turning to her just like being a party animal. And yeah, she's got a giant cigar and a top hat for no reason. She's like, I fucking love gambling. Woo!
She once lost 3,000 pounds gambling at the horse track, which I did a time conversion.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Oh, hold on to your socks because this is going to blow them right off.
Yeah, hold on. Okay, so 3,000 pounds, roughly 200 years ago. I'm going to guess that's about 50,000 pounds today.
No. No. You ready?
Yeah.
It is over 322,000 pounds.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine having that kind of money to just be like, yeah, I lost at the horse track. Like, oh, well.
Oh my God.
That is a house.
Oh, I was just going to say that. Yeah, like, oh my God. That's. Oh yeah, she's definitely partying and she's got the cigars and like she's got multiple monocles just for different moods and top hats galore. And she's like, I just dropped 300,000. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Oh my God. And especially back then too, like, I mean, I'm sure they had some kind of like paper banking system. So it's not like she was necessarily carrying around 3,000 pounds, but I suppose at some point she had to. Oh my God! They didn't have like electronic stuff. She had to get 3,000 pounds to the horse track. Oh my God, that's must be nice.
Must be nice. Yeah.
Wow.
That is the overarching of her personal life. Is that?
Well done. I mean, shit. If you got it, flaunt it.
Yeah.
Who cares?
So, moving on to Ada's work, which is the reason we are here. She, as I stated before, she always had a strong interest in science and just new developments in science, which also included fad sciences. Such as phenology, if you've ever...
thank you. Yeah, the skull thing.
Yeah, it's bumps and structures and like divots in the skull.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. That was
traits in people.
That was literally the first thing I thought of, and I'm like, oh man, I want to sound smart and remember what that word is, but I couldn't. Phrenology.
Phrenology.
Yeah, that is some wicked stuff.
Every time I hear about phrenology, it just always makes me question if my head is weirdly shaped, and I just don't know it.
My mom once told me I had an egg-shaped head, and it made me wonder if that is a bad thing.
Most people have egg-shaped heads. That is like
well, fuck you, Mom. What the fuck? She always framed it in a way that made it sound really bad.
No, when you do drawing and like figure drawing, you go off of an egg shape for like the head. Okay. So good. If you don't have a general egg shape in some form, that's kind of weird.
Well, good.
Like the top of your head's bigger, your chin's like smaller.
Awesome. Childhood insecurity completely gone now. Awesome.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thanks, phrenology. Although I have to admit, considering like if you look at the map of the brain nowadays and how it's sectioned out and stuff and how we look, it looks kind of strikingly similar to phrenology. So it makes you feel like maybe they were onto something. They just didn't know how to kind of like, because they couldn't dig into the brain back then without killing someone, you know. So I feel like maybe they had the right idea, but it just ultimately was junk science.
Yeah, I think they were this close, is what I think, is that they had these ideas and they're like, this makes sense, but they were still just like that step away from actual
kind of another
truth.
Yeah, kind of like they were born in the wrong period again. Where like, had they been further in the future where they had the technology, they would have helped, you know, brain neuroscience kind of, you know, stuff by leaps and bounds. But they were in the 1800s and like, there's not really much we can do. Fuck it. We're going to play with the skull and see if we can figure something out.
Yeah. And from 1842 to 1843, during about a 9-month period, she translated Italian mathematician Luigi Manabria's article on Babbage's newest proposed machine, which he called the analytical engine.
Okay, there was a lot of info, but the final drop was cool. The analytical engine. That's some like high fantasy, like Harry Potter kind of. No, not Harry Potter, like Golden Compass kind of shit. That's the analytical engine. That's fucking cool.
Yeah. So the analytical engine is, to put it simply, an early version of what would be a computer, essentially. But
right, it's so basic. It's basically like all it can do is insanely basic math.
Yeah, the only thing is that it was an idea and designed on paper. It was never actually built and like executed.
Okay.
So it's a bit more of this abstract idea of this is what this would be and this is how this would work.
Boy, he was fun at parties.
Probably.
He brings drawings of it. He's like, I'm telling you, man, this would be fucking so cool if we could build it, but like we can't. But you know, it'd be cool.
Which realistically, I think they probably could have built it. He just kind of chose not to, in a way.
Well, then what an asshole.
Because the part of the stuff that gets a little iffy with some of this is the fact that because it wasn't built, they couldn't test anything with it.
Right. Yeah, which basically means it's meaningless. Like he's building a reputation on of this admittedly really cool named thing, the analytical engine, but he like can't show it to anybody. He can't test it in any meaningful way. He cannot demonstrate anything about what it could possibly do.
Yeah.
But he's like, yeah, I made this thing up. It's cool.
Honestly, I'm not like really sure what I think about Charles Babbage after all this, but I'll let you form your own opinions.
So did she help him in some way, like create it?
Yes. So with this translation that she did, she added notes to it, which was 3 times longer than the original article that Luigi Menabrea made.
Right. Okay. I forgot you were saying that she translated it. So yeah. So she's reading through. Well, so first of all, she fucking knows Italian as well. Yeah. That's impressive. And so she's going through and kind of critiquing his whole idea.
Yeah. So she's going through, adding in her thoughts and ideas. And in doing so, she added in complete detail calculated sequences of Bernoulli numbers, which is a sequence of rational numbers which occur frequently in analytics.
Interesting. Yeah, I've heard Bernoulli before, but I can't remember in what it's relation to.
I mean, that's definitely better than my first thought, which was Bertolli, as in the sauce.
Oh, now I want spaghetti.
Oh,
yeah.
Right?
Bertolli. I want some of that math spaghetti.
I want math spaghetti.
I want mine with algebra and trigonometry. Yeah, like, Mom, put that in there.
It's like alphabet soup. But
but it's spaghetti. Math spaghetti. Oh man, we got $1 million idea right there. Math spaghetti.
Yeah, so it was believed that with these numbers, it would have worked if the machine was ever actually built and ran. Because there's a chance he could have built the machine and then it just didn't work because it wasn't like it was missing like a section, or it wasn't like built to actually function. But he didn't build it, so we don't know.
Right. It's a very convenient thing to just sort of present and promote an idea and then be like, I mean, we could build it, but I'm going to leave that to somebody else. And then nobody else is going to build it because they don't understand it like he does. Yeah. But then comes along Ada.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming she also doesn't build it.
No, she doesn't build it, but during this time, she did have a lot of back and forth with Babbage, going over like her notes and everything.
And he was still alive.
Yeah. Yeah,
Sorry, for
he's
some
still
reason
very
I
much
was
alive.
thinking for some reason I was thinking
He was
this
dead.
was like an article, yeah, that like he had passed away years ago and
No,
this was a
he
thing she
was
had.
still
Okay.
alive. And
Interesting.
in the end, her translation and the added notes was published in the September 1843 edition of Taylor's Scientific Memoirs, which was under the initialism AAL. So Ada Augusta Lovelace.
Sweet. It's all there.
Mm-hmm. And
AAL.
her notes were labeled alphabetically from A to G, in which she describes this algorithm to compute the Bernoulli numbers and all of that.
A to G? She didn't need the rest of the alphabet?
Well, I think by that time she didn't need the rest of it. She had what she needed to say.
Oh, I was okay, I got you. Okay.
She had
fair
appendix
enough.
A through G. She added
Right.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
I think I was thinking like an index.
Oh, yeah.
It's like that kind of span. I see. Yeah, she had like bullet points, sort of, and they went from A through G. Okay.
And it
oh my
is
God.
this algorithm and computation that is considered to be the first published algorithm ever specifically tailored for being implemented to a computer or computer type system.
Wow. Like the first ever?
Yes.
Holy shit.
So, again, the computer was never built, so this could not be tested.
I was just gonna say, like, you had mentioned that they never built the analytical engine, so maybe she built something that was called something else.
No.
Okay.
She did not.
God damn it, Ada. I just want Ada. Add up. Mathematician. It all adds up. Her initials are AAL. It's all adding up. Anyways. Okay. Well, yeah, that does. It really does make it feel like her whole legacy kind of falls flat on its face then.
Yeah. But it is this work that is what makes her to be considered the first computer programmer. And for this method to be the first computer program.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So I suppose other people still used this information to kind of build upon and one day create computational software and algorithms and stuff.
Yeah. And I am going to state that this is not like the first female computer programmer. It's the first. She's the first one. There's no one else.
That's awesome.
Which is, I think is really cool. It's super badass.
Although I do need to critique that for just a second. The idea is that, well, I suppose if she had a better understanding, because hypothetically, wouldn't Luigi be the first computer programmer if he created the original engine?
No, because Charles Babbage made it, which I'm going to get into.
Okay.
Oh, don't you worry. We're going to cover this. Luigi just wrote an article about it and like wrote about the machine. He didn't actually like.
Oh. I think I am misunderstanding a lot of stuff you're saying.
That's okay. So I'll just run through it real quickly. Hopefully this clears up confusion just for everybody.
Perfect.
So Charles made the machine. Luigi wrote an article about it in Italy. I was like, hey, he made this machine. This is what it does. Ada translated that article about the machine and then added all of her notes, information, and thoughts about the machine and the program with how it could work and all of that and how this machine would run, essentially. Like the inner workings in that programming, I guess, code type algorithm versus like physically constructing it and turning it on.
Yeah, so like he creates this idea of a machine. She sees essentially the blueprints of it, so to speak, and she's like, this will never fucking work. Here's how it can work. And then she wrote up a whole document being like, this
basically.
Is how... Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So if I suppose, yeah, I see what you're saying. If he he creates an idea, but she's like, no, that's not actually going to happen. And so she would be the first person to actually make it function.
Yes. And this
Hypothetically.
this is where stuff gets a little iffy, because there's a lot of arguing back and forth as to whether Ada is the first programmer or if it's Charles Babbage.
Right.
And some of this is because when they had the papers published, him and Ada had a bit of a falling out.
Oh.
And it's argued that, like, they needed the papers to be signed, which, like, he didn't want to do necessarily. But then they're like, no, like, you have to have it signed and all of that for it to be published. And he's like, okay, but if we do that, like, I want it to just have my name on it. Like, he didn't want Ada on it. And asked her to take her name off. And she said, hell no, like, I'm not doing that.
This is my work. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Fuck you, bro.
So she's like, I'm not doing that. Like, that's not happening. So he was like, okay, fine. Like, didn't do much for it and was like, okay, fine. Just like publish article. And honestly, I think that's kind of bullshit, since like she did a lot of the work. She came up with the algorithm, and they did have some collaborating back and forth. But he didn't come up with the algorithm. She did.
Right.
He made the machine. She made the algorithm.
Yeah, that makes sense. It does seem like it would have been advantageous for both of them to just be like, this is our machine. Like, if they could both just compromise on like, this is our thing, because without him, arguably the concept wouldn't even exist. But she made it an actual functioning, presumably a functioning thing. Yeah. So it's like, this is our machine, but he didn't want to bend on essentially like credit, more or less.
Yeah. And part of it is that he's like, oh, well, like, I have notes that predate this article by like a few years, and that there's the arguments that he was so much more advanced than she could be because she was just a beginner and couldn't actually make real contributions to his work, because, you know, he's a man and he knows what he's doing. Like, how could this woman come in and like do that?
Right. Like if they were arguing this in a sort of court, he would just stand up at the podium and be like, everyone, she's a woman. I mean, need I say more? And they're like, well, yeah, it's the 1800s. Okay.
They're like, yeah,
it's like,
women.
Right.
Just in general.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Like it was the one card that any man could play back then, and just be like, gentlemen, I implore you. I mean, come on. So I'm dumb. A dude. I win. Yeah.
So dumb. So, with what some people will say is they'll acknowledge that, but they're like, okay, you gotta look at everything she did for his work.
Right.
And that she was the main driving force with the work between her and Babbage, like going back and forth. Mm-hmm. And when you break it down to its like bare bones, there's nothing as sophisticated or as clean as her computation of the Bernoulli numbers.
Wow.
And between their correspondence, it is very clear that she is the one who showed a clear exposition of the abstract operation of the machine, not Babbage.
Yeah, so even though he created it, she perfected it, or at the very least had an understanding of it that he would never achieve.
Yeah.
And so they're like, yeah, she's the one who actually knows how this works, but
she's the never abstract ways of how this machine could physically work. And he's like, it could work. I don't know.
I don't know. Man, just imagine where we could be. Because this is still like it? Yeah. If he just embraced like her ideas and they could just work together and be like, basically create a computer 100 years before the first computer was actually built. And like, I mean, just imagine where we could be.
Yeah.
My God, a whole 100-year head start on like modern technology.
I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
assholes.
Yes. And in 1953, almost, well, it was more than a century after her death, her article was then republished as an appendix in B.D. Bowden's Faster Than Thought, a symposium on digital computing machines.
Wow.
And the engine has been recognized as an early model for a computer, and her notes as a description of a computer software.
That's awesome.
So,
yeah, so she's essentially canonized
the first
in
one.
history. Yeah. That's pretty cool. And like you said, I like the distinction of like, we're not talking about the first female. No. She's the first computer programmer in history.
First
in the 1800s.
Period.
She fought measles. I was going to say kicked its ass, but it kind of seemed like it was touch and go. It was touch and go there for a year or so.
Like,
she was paralyzed. Measles had her on the ropes.
Damn.
Measles had her on the back foot pretty good for a while there. But
I mean, wow. She was a badass gambling lady of the 1800s.
I already forgot about the multiple monocles.
But I love it.
Yeah. Monocles and top hats and beer and cigars and shit.
Yeah.
Dancing.
Oh yeah. And
she should be a TV show. She should show up in maybe not Bridgerton. I don't remember when Bridgerton takes place. But like a show like Bridgerton.
Bridgerton is 4 years after she was born.
Oh, okay. Then
she would be a small child.
I was going to say, we have a few seasons to go. But yeah, you said 12 when she wrote the book. So, I mean, Bridgerton would have to go a few seasons, but they could do some time lapsing.
Well, the thing is I think the Regency era, it was no longer the Regency era when she was in court and everything. I'm not sure which era it was. I don't know why I didn't write that down. Oh, it was Victorian. What am I thinking? Is the Victorian era? Duh.
That's fine. I'm sure the Regency era would look the same to me as a layperson as the Victorian one would. So.
Similar, but the clothing is different because it's like the Victorian style clothing.
Corsets and the dresses and the parasols and the silk gloves.
You got to make your butt look big in those dresses.
Oh, right. Yeah,
the tiny
huge,
waist and the big butt. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then what is Regency?
It's kind of more like in like the War and Peace movie, what she's wearing?
No. Sorry. You are dealing with a person.
I've never seen this movie. My mom just had it, and I remember like the cover.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I've
Bridgerton with like the dresses where it's like just like straight down almost, and it starts like right at the bodice.
A similar sort of like stylized dress without the hoop skirt. It's just a dress, a more modern dress.
It kind of is more modern. Let's be real.
Yeah, let's be honest. The hoop skirts are ridiculous.
It's a lot of layers. It's got to be hot.
It is a lot of layers. Okay, yeah, we should do a little bit of Bridgerton stuff real quick. Like, how do they even survive? It would be so hot. I was talking about our AC being out earlier, and the hottest it got was like 68, and that was still too hot for me. I was just like in like nightwear. I can't imagine wearing like 5 layers of stuff and a hoop skirt and going to a ball and dancing. What the fuck? How do these people survive?
Well, it's like when we were in Florida for my friend's wedding, I'm wearing leggings and a t-shirt. It's 70 degrees outside and I am melting. Like I'm sweating. I'm physically melting into the ground because it is so hot.
Yeah.
I can barely, like, I'm not wearing many layers. Like, how?
Yeah. Well, and I think I used to live in St. Paul, and there was a small community of, I think, Somali people. I don't remember if they were specifically from Somalia, but anyways, they would wear full body coverings. And
Ooh.
this was in the heart of summer, like July, and it's like 85 degrees.
Oh.
And they're wearing like full burqas and stuff, and they're jet black, so they're absorbing as much heat as possible. And they're just walking down the street, and I'm like, how? I am in shorts and a t-shirt, and I can barely survive. I'm like, how could you do this? And I'm like, so maybe it's just sort of how you grew up, where you were born, a little bit of genetics, and I'm like, but how can you possibly survive? I mean, at a certain point, science is science, and like heat absorption and like cooling of the human body is just a thing that occurs. How can you possibly be wearing that much stuff on a street corner in direct sunlight? I don't know how some people do it.
I'm sure you get used to it, but it's one of those things like.
That's true. Yeah.
Well, and I will not do it ever.
And I mean, and it should be mentioned that I am a larger gentleman. I occasionally push the scale up to like 300. The people I'm referring to tend to be very slim, so they maybe don't hold in as much heat. But even still, you know, pushing 90 degrees and you're wearing jet black covering your entire body, it's so hot. But you know, maybe it breathes. I don't know. Really nice cotton.
Maybe.
Breathes really well.
Maybe. So, going back to Ada, she died at the age of 36. So she did not live a very long life.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Productive, but not very long.
But not long. So she died on November 27th in 1852.
Hopefully she got a Thanksgiving dinner.
I hope so.
I mean, I'm guessing
this was the UK, so they don't have Thanksgiving.
It was a little bit of a joke. I also did just a slight like calculation in my mind of like, okay, 1775 I think or 76 was when the Declaration was signed. So like presumably America would be a country. And then I'm like, oh right, it's the UK. So I'm like, there. Yeah, and I'm like, so yeah, this joke will land. This is perfect.
No Thanksgiving for Ada.
Oh.
Yeah, she died of cancer, sadly.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Her daughter was
after all that.
I know. It sucks. Her daughter was the person in charge of who was allowed to visit her leading up to her deaths, and she was pretty ill, so she was like bedridden.
Yeah.
And apparently she became very religious during this time, which was thanks to her mother. Ada's mother was still alive at this time.
Damn.
Yeah. And the thing that makes me sad is that it was earlier that year that her husband abandoned her. No one's sure why. He just kind of left.
Who? I'm sorry. Who was her husband again?
Her husband.
Is that this is Ada's husband?
Yes. William King, the Earl of Lovelace.
Oh, right. Yeah. The whole reason that she's a countess.
Yes.
The Earl of Lovelace. He left her?
Yeah.
Oh.
No. That's sad.
Kind of a dick. While she was bedridden?
She's like sick, yeah.
That's a super dick move. Like, the fuck, man?
Yeah.
You could at least leave her in a house. I mean, especially if one is on their deathbed and you're not expecting them to recover. I mean, you know, run out the clock. Am I right?
Yeah.
Not exactly a very ingratiating sort of move, but you know, I mean, I'm assuming he's not expecting that she'll live.
Yeah.
Why leave?
I know. I don't know if like they had a fight or something and he just like was fed up or.
Right.
I don't know.
But anyways, yeah.
And Ada requested that she was buried next to her father, which was fulfilled.
Oh, I bet that pissed off her mom so much. All of those years, she falls in with. Yeah, she has exactly. You know that even though her dad left, even though her mom was the one who was always there, I could just imagine that a lifetime of her mom talking shit about her dad. She's like, just that one last little thing in the back of her mind. She's like, when I die, you bury me next to dad. because
Yeah.
I have had enough of this shit. I talked to Charles Dickens. He was nice. He was a poet. He was a little bit like my dad. It's okay. He was a weirdo. He was maybe a bit of a philanderer, not a philanthropist. But
Yes.
bury me next to Dad.
Yeah.
Oh, I can just imagine she was.
She's probably so bad.
The more you talk about Ada, the more I like her.
Yeah, she definitely seems like the kind of person that today, I mean, I feel like today she maybe wouldn't have gotten as much notoriety just because there are so many women who are more outspoken.
Yeah, what life hacks really are. But she would be like at the time, she would be using technology.
I think she definitely would.
Well, good
So
on you, Ada.
that is our.
I'll admit that went place expecting. She, I mean, she took something that wasn't technically even a thing. She translated it from another language and like the ideas together.
I know. So Matt, do we have any ratings for our pairings this week? I almost forgot the word.
There have been a lot of words. It's easy to forget some. Yeah, I think it was kind of a surprise, not hit, but it was more pleasant than I expected it to be. I remember like there being notes of bubble, and it was unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I would give the drink itself, especially like for being based on just like a song and a TV show, I'll give the drink a 6. Doesn't exactly blow me away, but it was enjoyable. And I mean, pairing it with the Fritos, again, I got what I would say are probably my favorite, the twisty honey barbecue ones. They're just, I have to give those a 10. They're fantastic. The mouthfeel with the curly crispiness and the slightly sweet and saltiness. And so together, I guess I'd give it all an 8. It was very tasty.
Okay. Yeah.
How did you feel about it?
Well, I have quite a few feelings because I tried it with the rum and the gin. And I liked it with the rum, but I definitely liked it with the gin a lot more. So I'd say I'm going to go with what was better, obviously. And I'd give the drink probably a 7.
Okay.
And I mean, I had basic Fritos, so I feel like you can't really go wrong with those. So
true.
Say that's probably about a 9. So
That's
meet in the middle
good.
with an 8.
And it does feel like the basic Fritos always get a little extra points because even if by themselves they're not, like they don't have any added flavor, but that's also kind of part of why they're great because there's literally 3 ingredients and they're just that good with how little is in there. There's a lot of flavor for the few number of ingredients.
Yeah,
Pretty
which I was surprised about because I always forget that it is the 3 ingredients. It's like corn, salt, and I don't remember what the third one is.
Vegetable. Yeah, it's like vegetable oil, maybe canola oil.
Yeah.
It's just an oil that they fry it in, the ground corn, and then just some salt. Yeah.
It's
perfectly
so
basic.
Basically wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyone can enjoy it. I was going to say I think it's kosher, but I'm not. I'm neither familiar enough with what kosher is, nor an authority on what would be considered kosher. So never mind.
Yeah,
but it's very simple. That's what I'm going for.
Absolutely.
Well, if anybody wants to suggest pairings or stories or something like that, or you just want to send us angry letters, you can email us at peculiarpairingspod@gmail.com, or you could tweet at us at peculiarpairpod, or you can check us out on Instagram at peculiarpairingspod, and also check us out on Patreon.
Yeah, and you can message your suggestions on Instagram and Twitter if you'd like.
Absolutely. Let us know what you want. Let us know how we did.
Yeah. Let us know.
We'll see you on the internets, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, listeners.
Bye.